Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's talk about Sam for a minute. Because when I look at this episode and I see all the stuff that she's trying to do, part of me is like, listen, her heart is in the right place. Yeah, things didn't work out with her and Jason, but she still wants to sit there and help him out. You know, yeah, she could sit there and say it's for her kids or for their kids. But it's also because, she still has some sort of love and affection for him, even if they're not together. And so I understand exactly what she's trying to do as far as trying to find Jason and give him a heads up and make sure that he doesn't get caught. And I get that part. Now, my other part of that is, so Carly just pretty much schooled you on why you shouldn't be running around trying to find Jason, trying to get back into his crazy life and all this other stuff, when the whole purpose of you leaving him was because it was quote unquote to protect your kids. But now, despite what everyone's telling you, despite what Carly's telling you, despite what Dante's telling you, you're just like, nope, I'm going to sit there and find him. I'm going to sit there and find him, and I'm going to help him, and I'm going to do all this and do all that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's a capable man, and he'll figure it out. Like, this whole thing is somewhat unnecessary. Okay? It really, I feel like it's damn near unnecessary. Now I sit there and think about it, I can't think of one thing that she actually did to help Jason, except for today. So I guess there's that. But even before then, asking Carly and it's just like, what are you doing? Why don't you, I don't know, take care of your damn kids? Do that. Because you don't really seem like you're doing much of anything else. But, yeah, she's sitting there talking to Spinelli. And she meets up with Dante. Because Dante, at this point, has an idea of where, Jason and, Britt is. By the way, I don't know if anyone actually saw it, or I wasn't used to actually seeing his face being shaved. Now, the reason why I'm sitting there saying that, one, is because I wrote it in, like, giant letters and everything like that. But two, there was a skit on Instagram on Maurice Bernard's page. And it's like, him being Sunny, and you got Olivia there, and they're like, really like getting on Dante about the beard and everything like that. So seeing him actually shave was like, whoa, he's shaved. He looks normal again. Glad I was sitting down for that one. But yeah, so he, he's on the trail, and he's asking this, I don't know if he's a gas attendant. I guess he was a gas attendant. He's asking questions. He's like, yo, listen, have you seen this girl? Came in here, bought some medical supplies or first aid, safety, whatever. Have you seen this woman? Have you seen this guy? He's dangerous, and we need to sit there and find him. So at first, he's like, I don't know, whatever. And then Sam comes up, and Sam is like, so, I want to work with you again. I want to sit there and help you find him. And Dante's like, one, no, and two, even if I did agree, would you actually tell him to turn himself in? Sam's like, no, there you go. So we can't do it. Kid just can't do it. So Sam is like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna go, and yeah, sure. Well, actually, tell you the truth, Dante told her to stay there, and Sam was like, yeah, sure. So when the guy did kind of remember, Britt, he came back. He was like, all right, so I'm about to be back on the trail, and he gets in his car. And automatically, I was like, Dante, this isn't going to work out well. So, he gets in his car. I don't know if he saw like a check engine light on or something like that. But he gets out. And, by the way, he had a really nice car. He gets out, looks at his tires, and they're flat. And I'm like, really, Sam? I mean, listen, I get why she's doing what she's doing, but a nice car. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, yeah, so she gets like a good head start. Now, Britt and Jason are sitting there talking, and Britt opens up about the fact that she may have what her dad had. So she doesn't know, and it's kind of like a 50-50 thing, and she didn't sit there and really kind of like, you know, do a test to see if she can have, you know, she has it or not, but, you know, she's just going through all those emotions of if she has it, if she doesn't have it, you know, just uncertainty. So Jason is just, you know, just kind of just being there, just being a good rock, just being a good listener and everything like that. So you talk, and after that, Jason's like, we gotta go, because we're past the 10-hour mark. So we gotta get the hell out of here. That's exactly what they do. Well, of course, you know, Britt's like, yeah, I'm driving. So as soon as they're about to start walking out, Sam shows up. She just has that look on her face. So that's gonna be interesting. Pretty sure at some point, I can't wait for Sam to be jealous. Oh, that's gonna be a day. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. And I am a very petty person, if you couldn't tell already by the whole cake party. But I really feel like she deserves it. I do. Let's talk about Carly, Jocelyn, and Jax. Because for the first part of this scene, I'm gonna be honest, I just wasn't really that invested. Because all they were sitting there doing was telling Jocelyn that, you know, she needs to sit there and pick a college. And, you know, Jocelyn's still disappointed about not being able to get into the school that she chose. Now, the reason why I just start to get so disinterested in this whole first act, I guess. What am I doing? Is because at the end of the day, Jocelyn has options. Yeah, she couldn't get into the college of her choice, and that does suck, but, you know, it's not like she's not going to get into any college. Hell, they were like, you know, she has 3 other colleges that accepted her. And she can transfer. And she's still sitting there, like, moping about it. So, like, after a while, it was just like, I'm not going to lie, you just kind of sound so ungrateful and just kind of, just coming across as kind of, like, entitled. And so just the whole scene was just like, alright, whatever, that's fine. Now, while that's going on, and I'm looking at my phone, Carly gets a couple of calls, some texts and stuff like that. You know, Jackson's like, oh, what kind of business is that going on? Is that hotel business? Or is that funny business? You know, like, he just keeps getting on her and stuff like that. And finally, Jocelyn, I'm not gonna lie, she just acted like a damn brat and was like, alright, fine, I'll just go and whatever. And she just kind of pouts about it and, like, you know, goes to her room. Now, part of the reason why she might have been so kind of like, you know, I guess emotional a little bit was because of the drama that her parents were, you know, going back and forth with each other. So I understood that. But, like, after a while, I was just like, you have choices, you have options. Like, sweetheart, it is not the end of the world. Just go somewhere. After she leaves, that's when Jax and Carly get into it. And I probably feel like it is a good scene, but I also kind of feel like it's a broken record. Because at this point, now, you know, Carly's in charge of this whole operation, and, you know, Jax doesn't like it, and the fact that, you know, Jocelyn could be a target. You know, he wants her to live with him, and she's like, you know, Carly's like, no, it's the safest place is here. And of course, Jackson's like, oh, well, you wouldn't have to sit there and worry about any danger if you weren't, like, involved. And to some extent, I'm just wondering, I mean, with Cyrus, you just never know. You just never really know. And to be honest, I think that Carly did the best possible option. Because here's the thing, even if Carly did not step into that role, did not step into Sonny's role, Cyrus is unpredictable. And at the end of the day, it's better to have the power with you in case you have to use it, especially dealing with Cyrus, than just sit there and hope that, well, you know what, since my husband's gone, I'm no longer a threat. You know, I don't have to sit there and worry about him. No, screw that. It's Cyrus that we're talking about. So the whole Jackson that they're coming at Carly like, oh, well, you're part of the mob now, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, bro, like, what do you want? Like, what do you think was going to happen? I feel like all those roles were eventually leading there. And, I mean, unless you were planning on fighting Carly tooth and nail as far as getting Jocelyn away, all your whining and complaining and this, that, and the third isn't solving a damn thing. And then he came out his mouth and said something that I was like, wow. As far as Hemsmith is saying that, yeah, when she was younger, I wanted her to be just like you, but now I don't want, her to be like you. Like, the way he said it was just like, Jesus Christ, that was a dick comment. I think it was something along the lines of, I don't want her to be anything like you or something. And I was like, damn, bro. Like, really? I mean, I get it. I do get it. I do understand his frustration. That is his child as well. And, he's a father. Emotions are high, and being a dad and everything like that, it's a lot. So I get where he's coming from, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, bro, what do you thought was happening? What do you thought was going on, I mean, hell, when you were halfway across the country and Sonny was there, it was still the same thing. It's just a different person now. Like, it's just, whatever. Now, there's a part where, Curtis and Portia are talking. Well, Portia sees Curtis, and Portia's like, no, I'm just going to go over there and talk, and I'm just going to just say what's up or whatever. And, Trina's like, no, we got to eat. I mean, our table's already, like, ready. Like, what are you doing? And at first, I was like, I didn't really understand why she was acting so, like, weird. Like, I couldn't tell if she was being weird, if she felt like it was uncomfortable, if she was mad. I couldn't tell. Anyway, Curtis and Portia pretty much just play catch up at this point. They talk about the good old days, they reminisce about some stuff. Curtis being excited about his new club. Nothing really out the ordinary except for, I mean, I think Trina's surprised at just how much that Portia was not there laughing and just having a good time with Curtis. 'Cause I don't know if she ever really seen her that happy in a while. Just to be honest. So while they're talking, playing catch up or whatever, it almost looks as though Trina's not there, just giving them both the death stare. I mean, hell, even when you seen the scene of Curtis and Portia talking, you just see Trina just the whole time, not even casually like looking at her phone or anything, just. So Ava comes over. Long story short, Ava and Nicholas are sitting there talking. Nicholas has some sort of plan, and he leaves to execute that set plan. Now Ava comes over there, and Ava's like, "So what's going on? I see you like, giving them the death stare. Like, what's that about? Like, what's going on?" And Trina pretty much explains to Ava that, she feels kind of guilty as far as, Curtis and Jordan breaking up. But then she also places some of that blame on Portia, as far as driving a wedge between them. I don't know what she was planning on doing about that, but that's pretty much was her emotional state. So I was just wondering, like, was she just going to be bratty for no reason? But after hearing her, I understood where she was coming from. And the sad part about like this episode is that in a lot of ways it just kind of highlights there's times where Trina could just be a much better character than Jocelyn. Like, I mean, Trina was happy to go to PCU. I'm assuming that PCU is like a community college, and I mean, I know that Portia's a doctor, so she can kind of afford another school, but it's like she's grateful for just being in that school, while Jocelyn's just like, well, I don't know if I want to go. I mean, I was going, whatever. It's just like, it's like seeing that scene, just like, this is the reason why sometimes it's like Trina's a better character than her. So yeah, yeah, so she explains why and everything like that. You know, while she's looking at them. And after that, she gets a call from Jocelyn. Now, this is when um, Portia comes over. And Portia's like, so what are y'all talking about? Like, what's going on? And at this point, I was just like, okay, all right, this scene seems like it's gonna be kind of tense because um when Trina leaves to talk to Jocelyn, you know, Ava brings up like in this roundabout way about romance and love and being a romantic and stuff like that, and just kind of avoids the issue of telling Portia what her and Trina was there talking about. And to be honest, I really felt like Portia was going to sit there and kind of grill her. But she didn't. She just kind of just played along or whatever. So I'm not going to lie, I that conversation was just... I don't even know what to make out of that conversation, to be honest. But she was nice to Ava, so that was good. Because, listen, as much... We all know how much I love Portia. The way she came at Ava in the beginning, I was just like, wow. But they seem like they're in a much better place, so that's cool. Now, one of the things that Portia and Curtis did talk about was the Cameron situation and, you know, the whole standoff gun kind of thing. So, you know, Portia was like, you know, she did a really good job. Like, she was, like, amazing. And, you know, Curtis agreed. So, Curtis... oh, man. I wish I had something stronger. Portia comes... Curtis comes to see Jordan at her office. And at first, he's like, you know, listen, I heard about the whole, you know, the shootout thing and how you handled Cameron and everything like that. And, you know, you did great. You know, like, really just giving her props or whatever, respect and stuff. I was like, wow, okay, that's really cool. And then he had divorce papers in his hand. And so I was like, so let me let me just get this straight. You just came all the way down there to prop her up and then kind of like push her back down. What? I don't know. Listen, I get why he's coming over there with divorce papers, but just the way he played that whole thing, listen, it just didn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me. I understood that, you know, he had to come over there with divorce papers and stuff like that, and, you know, the faster he signed it, the better. You know, just for both of them to get a clean break and just some, you know, just some me time or whatever, which probably won't be some me time for long because, well, you know, Portia. But just the way he came over there, it was like, oh, you did a really great job with that whole camera situation. And that was, you know, I was really just amazing. I'm just blown away by that. So, I got these divorce papers, and I need them signed, like, yesterday, because, you know, reasons I can't tell you. That's how that scene came across to me. That's how it came across to me. I understand both sides, but, come on, bro. You just propped her up to sit there and bring her back down? Like, really? Just like they're looking at my notes. And I wrote Sean's name twice. Just spelled differently. So that was awesome. But yeah, Sean and Alexis are hanging out at the library because, I don't know, apparently, you know, that could be a thing in prison that I didn't know about, and I hope I never had to find out. But yeah, so they're in the library or whatever, and, you know, Sean's there talking about, you know, how Alexis helped that other woman that I don't remember her name is, helped her with her parole thing or whatever. So at this point, you know, Alexis is like, listen, I can help you with the same thing. You know, your parole hearing is coming up. Now, this is the part where it was a little jarring for me because to be honest, it's not so much that I don't remember the details about how it happened, just I didn't watch the episode of how it happened, but pretty much Sean was like, listen. At first, he said something along the lines of, and this kind of confused the hell out of me, is that I'm not going to sit there and plead, or I'm not going to sit there. That's what he said. He was like, I'm not going to sit there and feel remorseful for something that I didn't do. But at the same time, he was sitting there saying that, listen, here's the thing. the deal that was originally on the table was that, you know, he'll get a lighter sentence if he turns over Sonny. Otherwise, he could just sit there and serve out his time. So, unless things change, I'm pretty sure that's the same, like, that's the same deal that's going to end up happening. And so at this point, Sean's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not turning over Sonny. And Alexa's like, well, you know, Sonny's dead, so, you know, you don't have to feel guilty. And I'm like, but Sonny's family's still alive. You know, like Christina, your daughter, I mean, granted, I don't know what Sonny organization does to snitches, but, I don't know if he actually wants to take that chance. That's all I'm saying. But he's really reluctant as far as doing it. And, you know, Alexa's sitting there pressing him like, listen, I can help you. I can help you get out. You know, I'm not going to have you be in jail for something that you didn't do. So while they're going back and forth, that's when Nicholas shows up. Now, in the next, because I saw the previews or whatever for it. And did I hear right? Or did Nicholas actually buy? Did he actually buy the prison? Like he bought the prison. Okay. I mean, that's a bold move right there. I mean, I'm almost kind of sitting there thinking, why couldn't he have done that before? But, you know, whatever. Whatever. I'm pretty sure there was a kind of a reason for that. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So, Cyrus threatens you to get back Florence. You don't want to do it, but you don't want your aunt to get hurt. You do what Cyrus asks, but you know he's going to ask for something more. So your plan is to buy the prison. So they're thinking, why did he not do that before? But I'm pretty sure there's a reason for it that I just am totally clueless about. And that's about it. The Jason and Britt scenes were really good. Once again. And just how they bounce off of each other. Just how well they work together. So I hope we see more of that in the future. I hope, I don't remember, I think her name is Kelly something. I hope she stays on GH. Hope she stays on GH. And, you know, she does this whole love interest thing with Jason because that would be interesting for so many reasons. Not just for Sam, but for Carly. That's going to be good. That's going to be really good because I can't wait for both of them to be classing with each other because, you know, they have history. But yes, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone for watching yesterday. The upload speed on my internet yesterday was like, it was killing me. It was killing me. When I looked at my upload speed as far as uploading this video, and it said about an hour and a half, I was like, are you kidding me? Anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching yesterday and all the comments and stuff like that. I really do appreciate it. Yes, be safe. I will catch you in the next video.